Crypto.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Rational Investor. This is Julian here, reporting in with your baby powder report. Let me tell you, I went on a little mini adventure, and I had to use baby powder. Without baby powder, life is very difficult in Thailand, okay? You got to live it, experience it to understand the difficulties of living life without baby powder here. It's interesting experience. Anyway, that's the origin of the baby powder report. For anyone that is curious, why do we call it the baby powder report? Well, when I started doing this, I had a story about needing baby powder in Thailand because of some chafing going on when you walk around in a hot, humid environment. Anyone probably living in Florida in the U.S. understands me. Anyway, I'm back. Hope you guys had a great week. Lots to talk about today. As always, you know, we had FOMC yesterday at like 1 a.m. my time. I think the general consensus is rates are going to stay higher for longer. The market did not take that well. But is it really because of what they said in FOMC, or is that just a excuse for the market to move? Well, the answer is we're going to find that out today. We're going to talk about it. We will discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. Probably, you know, the standard spiel, S&P, Bitcoin, gold, maybe. Let me pull up the YouTube so I can interact with you guys. Welcome, everyone. I don't have YouTube pulled up yet, but I'm going to do it right now. And we are going to have some fun. Let's see who's here. Who is tuning in today? Who are my fans? 7 people watching. There's got to be more than that. There's normally at least like 10 by now. Sorry, we're a little bit late today. A little behind. Let me let this chat load. See who's in here. And we'll get going. Oh, 9 people now. I want to get to over 20. All right. Hello, Justice. Hello, Noor. Hello, Constantine. Hello, Gills. Hello, Luke. Hello, Michael. All right. So let me see what the quiz is today. Whoever gets the quiz right, generally at the end, I like to give, you know, I'll do 2 special stock or crypto reviews, whatever you want, if you can get the answer to my question correct. I'm trying to think. What is a good question? You know what? I don't have a question today. So I'm just going to pick 2 lucky people at the end. Whoever I think participates the most in the chat is the most interesting with their interactions, asking nice questions. I will give you a freebie at the end, and we'll go over whatever you want to talk about. Hello, Fuzzy. Hello, Megan. Wow, Megan. Nice to see you. All right. Let's shrink my face and get into what's going on with the market. All right, little Julian now. Let me know if my size down here is too big or too small. If it's too small, I can always, you know, make it bigger. And if it's too small, I can always make it, or if it's too big, I can make it smaller. So you guys let me know. All right, start with investor sentiment survey, right? So slowly but surely, the bulls are dying off and the bears are increasing. As a bear, this is not what we want to see, but it's inevitable with this kind of drop. Yeah, long time no see, Megan. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. So, yeah, getting back to the sentiment survey, it's kind of even across the board. I'm not going to give much credence to this. However, keep in mind that, you know, we were talking about the market topping back on the 6th when you had 42% bullish. Let's look at what was the market looking at back on the 6th. So if we go to a daily chart, right? The 6th was right here. Right here. So if you shorted here, that was a pretty damn good entry just going off investor sentiment. That was when we were at peak bullishness. Market gave one last fake out move and then boom, just dump hardcore. And we're just pushing right through these levels. We retested this level. I thought we would bounce a bit at this level, but it's just dumping. Question is, where do we go from here, right? Let me go back to my little spiel. All right, so Forex Factory, we had the FOMC meeting. What else is happening in the next day or so? Anything? Manufacturing PMI, so that's something to watch for tomorrow. That could be a market mover. We have open interests. Let's look at tomorrow's open interest, the weeklies. Max pain is basically around 442. So 4350 is a huge amount of puts. And if we go back at the S&P, you can see we're sitting at 4350. If we don't push through 4350 very, very hard here and keep going lower, I would say that 4350 is going to be your floor. They're going to stop it there going into the close tomorrow, and we're going to play in this level. And that's going to maybe set up another nice short opportunity to continue this move. So just keep that in mind. Okay? I don't think the market makers want to pay out these puts. Probably move it back to at least 4370, maybe 4400. That would provide, max pain would probably be 4400. That's what I'm leaning towards. So just keep that in mind, that where we are now, and we're going to look at things. Let's go to like a 1 hour chart. Yeah, we've got a 9 printing here, but no divergence. This is interesting. No divergence on RSI. Look at this. I mean, it's super oversold, but there's no divergence at all. So let me go to 15-minute. Can I recommend anything here? Can you even consider a long for like a scalp trade? Until I see this 15-minute do something like this, bounce on the other side of this trend line, I can't consider a scalp long. It's just straight down. So be very careful. For anyone that's short already, congratulations. Continue holding. You can consider, if it breaks out on the other side, maybe taking some profits. But otherwise, congratulations on the short. Let's go back to a higher time frame. Let's look at a daily chart. Where is this eventually going? This was our M top right here, right? Dude, happy face. All right, so where are we going? Where does chaos say that we're going? Right there. Right there. I thought we would bounce at this level. Generally at a 1.618 level, along with a strong support, you find that there is a pause and a reversal, even a short-term reversal in the market. It didn't happen. This is some very strong selling. I'm shocked by how extreme this is. Volume isn't as big as I would like it to see. Let's look at the SPY. Let me see what volume's like on the SPY. Yeah, volume is not as big as I thought it would be. Interesting on volume. Big gap here. So they might fill that gap, right? That would bring it right up to that level when we talked about the OPEX. But chaos is pointing to 41.25. You've got your 200-day moving average here at 4,200. Keep that in mind. We've got our uptrending parallel channel being well respected. You can see even here, it was very well respected, right? You see how it bounced off that level a ton. This could be a kind of stopping point later on, especially if things just continue to the downside. So keep that in mind. This is the target of chaos. This is a lower level target, 8.77. If we retrace the entire move, it looks like we're topping out here. So if we, let me get rid of this chaos level. Let's look at our fibs. This is the low. This is the high. So where am I considering? Oops, we got to reverse it. Are you guys talking? There's not much talking. No questions? It would be nice if you explained Tom DeMarco numbers. Yeah, we can talk about Tom DeMarco. What's more important, F euro dollar? Yeah, we'll talk about Tom DeMarco. So here is the level that I would be interested in buying, right? You guys know that this is my level. 6.618, maybe a little bit, but I really prefer 78.6 and 88.6. That's the zone. If we can break through this parallel channel, and if I go to a lower time frame, right? 4 hour chart. I'm going to do an 8 hour. I think 4 hours is too low. RSI is just a disaster. Yeah, we're continuing lower. I really want to see what happens with the market here. If we just keep pushing lower, we can easily head down to this 4,200, 4184, 38.2 retracement level. You've got major support here, right there. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, this line. That's a major support. 3. So you got to watch on these lower time frames how this develops. Okay, I'm not going to get into any rebound trades until I see this 15-minute especially break out to the upside. For now, I would hold short and don't even think about taking any longs. Wait for this to confirm on the other side of the trend line. Right now, it's a little bit dangerous. It could be the bottom. Keep in mind, it could be. It could be. But if you want to play it a little bit safe, you're not always going to catch the bottom. And I think it's safer to play on the safe side a little bit rather than just getting continually stopped out. Catching up at 2 times speed. I'm surprised it hasn't dumped more. Jonathan. Welcome, Jonathan. Fuzzy, why are you surprised it hasn't dumped more? What surprises you about that? We do have a 9 that came in. However, I don't trust a 9 if I have no divergence. I need to see that divergence. There's only one potential. It's really not much to go on. No 8, 9 or anything on the 4 hour. This is just straight down. Carnage. Strikes. What do you mean by strikes? Option strikes? I mean, we looked at this, right? So 43.50 is basically your big level. So it makes sense that they're holding it there and kind of pausing things and slowing down because they don't want to see it go below this level and have these puts paid out. So let's see. For me, I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I'm happy in my shorts. I've got, the UAW strikes. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a fundamental event. I think the market was setting up with this move for a while. And these news events, these fundamental news events are just catalysts to use as an excuse so the market can move quickly in one direction and take as much money as possible from people. That's what I think the point of the news is. It just works as a catalyst to allow these super fast moves. And they say, oh, well, the news came out, so the market had to drop that fast. But the real reason is because that's how you take the maximum amount of money from the maximum number of people. I try to avoid the news. I found that usually news causes me to take the wrong side of the trade. But if I just watch the charts, I end up on the right side of the trade. Like, for example, here. This is RSI uptrend. Here's your breakdown. Here's your retest. This was your short level. All here was shorting. Right there. This was your zone to get short. This telegraphed the whole move. We do have a 9 on the 12 hour. I don't give it as much credit as a daily. Anyway, guys, on the 15-minute, we just got to watch how this develops. Until you get some kind of divergence, especially on like a 1 hour or 30-minute, until I see something developing, I wouldn't touch this. I would just wait and let it play out. Wait for that divergence, especially on a 1 hour time frame. Okay, so that's the S&P. We can take a look at the dollar. Dollar is skyrocketing higher as expected. Same kind of thing with RSI, right? So this is our uptrend on the daily. Until I see a breakdown on this daily chart, there's really not much I can do here. As long as it's in the green zone, it's heading higher. I have an ABCD move with a target up here at 107. That would clear all these highs. We still haven't cleared this 105.8 high. I'd like to see us clear that and head up to this next resistance level at 107. That's what I'm looking for in the dollar. I would not short the dollar until you get a breakdown on this daily chart. Keep that in mind. And then the inverse for gold. I mean, gold had a huge breakdown. Look at this big fake out move to 1950. Crazy move all the way up here and then just a straight dump. Gold's been crazy lately. Putting in a bit of an M top almost in a way. Not the prettiest one. But it's looking like it's, let me go to like a higher time frame, 3-day. Yeah, gold's in a really weird spot, very close to the VIP level on RSI, which is this blue line. Same on 3-day, daily, weekly. Whenever things are very close, these higher time frames are very close to this VIP blue line I have down here. It's extremely difficult to trade directionally. The market's kind of just ranging. So that's what gold is doing right now. It's compressing, getting ready for some kind of big move. I can even look at some of this stuff. We have like that. This can be considered a retest, but then we have like this way, right? This is a rejection. We have like that. So this is kind of your compression move here with gold, and it's going to move one way or the other. It does this, boop, maybe it dumps, or maybe it does this. I'm thinking more likely the dollar's going to peak at 107, so gold to get a pullback, and then it gets its move higher. Possible. I got to see how this develops. No trade for me with gold right now. Just watching from the sidelines. I'd be very careful with it. I think it's extremely difficult to trade at the moment. Just treat it like a range trade. For example, this would be the top of your range. And the bottom, let's do it like this. So then you're at 61.8. You know where I'd like to go long, right down here at 78.6 and 88.6. So I just want to see it pop into that level, and then my stop is below the lows at 19.01. So that's how I would play the gold trade. That's gold. Okay, we went over the dollar. We're about 15 minutes in. I'm zooming through this. Zooming through everything here. How many people we got? 18 people. All right, welcome everybody. Feel free to ask any questions, participate, criticize me, whatever you want. Is there anything else I want to look at as far as traditional stocks? Yeah, you see how it's pausing at this 43.50 level? Told you. That's the level they don't want it to go past. So, you know, if you wanted to, I mean, you might get stopped out, but not bad to take. You could go long right here and set your stop at 43.47. And your target would be right back at this level up here, 43.80. So that's like an example of a little mini day trade. But you're early, so the chance of getting stopped is very high. Target right up here. And your risk reward is 8-1. So you got to be right just one time with this, and you could be wrong 8 times, including trading fees and stuff. Maybe you got to be, maybe it's a 5-1 or a 6-1. So that's a potential, because I do think this is getting really oversold. I just don't like that there's no clear divergence coming in. When this thing bases out, you mean the S&P 500 leverage kicker? I mean, I just said that. I just kind of gave you a trade idea here. Okay, so that's S&P. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also took a major dump here. And you can see on a 3-day chart, maybe we just pull up the daily. Yeah, so on the daily you had a breakout, but on the 3-day, look at the 3-day. 3-day, it almost looks like a fake out. See this? It's kind of that. It's almost like a fake out. Very interesting to look at. Let me see a weekly. Meanwhile, on the weekly, RSI is maintaining its uptrend, just barely. And you had a bounce from the 7 and 8 that came in, and now you're getting a big reversal from that level. This weekly chart looks like it's not amazing. Put it that way. It's not amazing. All right, so daily, no breakdown yet. You did have a 7, 8, and 9 with Tom DeMar come in. It makes sense that we had a big reversal. It's really based on what the rest of the market does. I think Bitcoin's just following the general market sentiment. And we could say that you could get a downside move if this is the top of the distribution area and this is the bottom. Chaos says that we're targeting 2,500, which is the low of this move. And if you look at the range, yeah, 25. Where I would consider longs is down here, assuming we're just still locked in this range. Do I have anything else on Bitcoin? Let's look at a weekly again. Yeah, so this is just at that level I told you about, the VIP level, that blue line where you really don't know what's going to happen, and the market is in a state of confusion. There's really no momentum in one direction or the other. I would say on a 3-day, you still have momentum to the downside a bit. On the daily, you're just recently getting a reversal of momentum back to the downside, but no confirmation yet. I really need to see a breakdown with this RSI. Yeah, nothing on these time frames. This is very, very, very. I don't even like trading Bitcoin anymore because the RSI just looks absolutely terrible on Bitcoin. It's not the best for trading it these days. Bitcoin is all over the place. Very fast and violent moves, extremely difficult to trade. I've said multiple times that you could trade traditional markets, which is trading on normal mode, or if you want to trade on hard mode and you hate yourself, then you trade Bitcoin. That's kind of my opinion on the whole crypto trading thing. With at least like semi-leverage trading, stuff like that, I think there's better markets and there are easier markets to trade. Look how we came down and just liquidated everyone that was long down here, took out these lows, and now we're bouncing. Again, same sort of thing. I want to see something on like a 1 hour even on the other side of this RSI downtrend line. Until I see that, I would take a little bit of profits on this 9 being hit, but I would generally stay in my short because it can always go lower. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. What do I want to talk about? Maybe look at the total crypto market. It's not that different from Bitcoin though. Yeah, see how it's kind of the same. Let's look at the shitcoins. Yeah, shitcoins also looking the same. Shitty as usual. However, interesting thing with shitcoins, never got any kind of breakout on the weekly. Just been kind of straight down and treading water. That's what you're looking like on the shitcoin front. You can see how it's basically been nothing but ranging upside and downside. What kind of range are we stuck in here? Oh, that's not what I want to look at. Price range. Yeah, we're in about a 40% trading range. So things conveniently go up and down 40%. I guess you can make good money as long as you're on the right side of the trade. Okay, so that's total. Nothing really to say about that that's any different than Bitcoin. Those are kind of the main markets I'm watching, and those are my opinions on what I think could happen. Do you guys have anything? We've got about 8 minutes left in this public stream before we go to the private. Does anyone have any questions about anything I can look at quickly before we go to private, where I will look at every single thing that you guys want? Do I expect BTC to go to below 21K this year? Let's look at the chart. Let's pull it up. Do I think it's possible? I'll go to 2 week. All right. So 61.8 is at 21.7. 78.6 is at 19. 88.6 is at 17,500. That's the zone where I would become interested. I don't know. The answer is, I mean, I don't care about the ETF too much. I understand people are all excited about it. I think by the time you hear about it, it's already priced in. So I don't know how it being approved will really affect things. But what I will tell you, what would affect things is if we had a weekly close below 24,500. You get a weekly close below that, can easily come back down below 21K. Until that happens, I think you won't see 21K again. If you don't get a close below 24,500 on a weekly chart, it's got to be a weekly chart. I don't think you see below 21K. It's not going to happen. So you need to see that. I mean, if you really want to get in, you buy Bitcoin here. You set your stop below these lows, 24,700 something. That's your stop. And if we close below that, then we're gonna head lower. But if that doesn't happen, then we'll probably head higher. I mean, maybe that sounds too. I feel like that's almost too simplistic of advice, but that's how I'm playing this. Pearl, please join. I start to be interested in investing. Okay, Nico, that would be brutal and great for loading up. Too many people waiting on it below. Yeah, 61.8 probably will hold. I mean, again, it depends on the general market. If the S&P just crashes and burns and the DXY keeps heading higher, Bitcoin's going to suffer. It's going to suffer because people that are buying Bitcoin are also trading in the S&P with stocks and they're going to have less money. So we've got to remember that Bitcoin is not in a vacuum by itself. Everything is connected. That tail is screaming to be eaten. This one down here, right here, below 24,900. That tail. If we get hard ass on Binance, is possible. Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Who knows? I try not to focus on the fundamental events. I try my best to stick to the technicals, but of course, that kind of stuff can happen. I think they do matter. I just think that the people know about that stuff before we find out, and they've already reacted to it. That's the problem. The tail down to 18K. Oh, this one. Yeah. I have it in 19,500 on my chart for Coinbase. I still like the 18K goal. I mean, everybody likes lower, of course. Says, I can't log in the site. Says it expired. JMO, can you send a message to our support, TRI support at therationalinvestor.com, or just support at therationalinvestor.com, or contact our TDO chat. There's lots of ways to contact us, and we can help you. Jack, hey, Julian, what do you think about PayPal stock right now? All right, let's look at PayPal. Oh, Nico, yes, Pearl. Okay, Nico asked first, and then I'll do PayPal. And then that's it for requests, and we're going to take it private. And anyone that wants to ask me anything else, you can ask me on the site stream. Pearl. Pearl. I mean, it doesn't look particularly appealing to me. It's sitting at the lows. Basic concept. You could do a little lady. Just dollar cost average. And you could say your stop a bit below the lows, and then target, whatever you kind of want. You can do a 2-to-1, right? So the 2-to-1 risk reward would be like that. But I would target probably up here for a bounce. But who knows how long it's going to take for that to work out. I don't see anything about, well, on a 3-day, it's not bad. Look at the daily. Yeah, I guess the daily is looking pretty good. So you could take a long, and if we look at this range that the market's been in, this would be your target up here, 0.0272. And that is how much of a percent move? 75%, not bad. It's not a bad trade. I definitely could see it happening. I just, think these coins are all manipulated. So, you can try your luck, but who knows how long you're going to have to wait for that. Hopefully that was helpful. I feel like I didn't give you much there. What do you think about PayPal? PayPal stock. Interesting. PayPal. Looks like crap. That's what I think. I mean, it is at the 88.6 level, but it doesn't look great. It looks like it's breaking down further. Looks like it's got more people to shut down. Maybe it goes below $30 down here. I mean, this would take out everyone. Damn, all the way back to 2015. Crazy. Disney is kind of like that. Look at Disney. Disaster area. I want to see Disney down to 43 though. Man, look at Disney has not been this low since 2014. Isn't that crazy? Don't you guys think that's crazy? I mean, this is the level we're going to go down to. We're going to go down to 2011 levels. That's what I see. I don't see why this. Let me go to a 2-week. I don't see why this should. Like, look at the stochastic down here. This is nightmare zone. This is terrible. I don't see why this doesn't go lower. My ABCD points to down here, $30. So when you see Disney down at like below $30 a share, that's when you can consider buying some Disney stock. But right now, I think it's got a ways to go. I really do. JetBlue. Well, we are Luke. Hopefully you're a site member. So actually, we've got 30 people in here. Wow, 28 people. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we'll look at one more. We're going to do one more, and then we'll go to the site. JetBlue Airlines. Damn. Look at all these stocks that are just getting destroyed. Crazy. This is the reality, by the way. These stocks represent the reality of what's going on in the world right now. Business is not good. I talked about this on go back to my last Thursday's live stream. I've talked about how I have spoken to a lot of people personally that own businesses, and it's really bad. It's bad. I know one particular guy who works for a logistics company. He said that shipping of goods hasn't been this bad since 2008, basically. He said he hasn't seen anything this bad in almost 15 years. So it is there's something real going on, and the main market like the S&P is not reflecting that because they pumped up these tech stocks so much with the AI narrative excuse, and it's hiding the suffering going on with all these other stocks. This looks like shit. I can't say anything good about this. I mean, you do have a 9 that came in on the weekly. Trying to see, do you have any support? I guess you have support here. If it can take out $4, maybe you just set a stop, start dollar cost averaging. And this is your final stop, $2.90. If it goes below that, you get out. But until then, you can consider dollar cost averaging. This daily looks like it's trying to put in the bottom. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with dollar cost averaging down here. I'd be curious to know why. Interesting in this daily. I'd be curious to know why it dumps so hard. Like what happened here? But it does look like it's putting in I like the divergence I'm seeing. And you've got a 9 on the Tom DeMark. I might even nibble a little bit of this myself. The thing to keep in mind is that this can head lower. That's the main thing to keep in mind. I guess earnings were really bad. No, surprise to the upside 1.2%. Something must have happened in the earnings report. They must have given some really bad guidance. Yeah, okay, that makes sense with oil skyrocketing. We didn't even look at oil. Oh, 27 people. All right. So I think I'm going to look at oil in the after party. So we'll do that. I'll take all your questions there. I think I've been going for I'm over my time limit by about 3 minutes. So I'm going to shut it down here. We jump to the after party. I'll start that up in like 2 or 3 minutes, and hopefully I'll see everybody there. If I don't see you, please consider signing up for the free trial. It's right down there below. Click the link. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope you guys have if I don't see you on the site or I don't talk to you, hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget to go out, exercise, spend time with the family, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys next week. All right.